One, two, one, two, three. I am a guy from a place. Charm City Bipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. I am sitting here reflecting on Creed. I love the Creed movies. My siblings will definitely let you know. There was a time in my life where I was going through a lot, and we went to see Creed, and they said I was glued to the screen because I loved it so much. There's so many messages that have been in each one of the movies, and it is something great for Black men to see, men in general, because of all the topics that it covers. But this last one, it had so many parallels to things I'm experiencing. I have a different conception of myself, and a lot of people don't always understand the new conception you have of who you are. And as I'm growing and I'm recognizing different things, I've come to know that there is no success that I can gain in this world. There's no relationship that I can get into. And there is no um, overall status that can outdo traumas that don't go addressed properly. There is no way to get away from the things we went through if we're not dealing with them in a healthy way. You can put silence on things, but they come back louder. And when they come back, um, if it is prolonged for such a extended period of time, it's harder to respond to, and we end up reacting to it. Um, there are many mental health moments. Um, Dame shows up, and you can see this man who Adonis has become shrink down to the child that he was when Dame was in his life. Adonis has made it to the point of living on the hill, having the beautiful view, um, beautiful young daughter who is talented, and she is deaf, and just a awesome child. You can just see it. It's like just everything looks like picture perfect, right? And I love how were inclusive with that as well, adding in the disability of not being able to hear, and how everybody finds a way to meet her where she's at. And it's funny because they still make it like there's a point where she gets in a fight, um and this is definitely spoilers, but she gets in a fight, and Creed and his wife go, and they speak to the teacher, and at one point he just speaks out loud, and she's like, fine. She's like, oh. So it was very interesting to just see how um human they all were, and just they're regular Black folk with great success and dope experiences, but like awesome awesome moments that I'm watching. I forgot his wife's name, and I feel silly, but she's super dope, and she's like record producer, um multi um multi awarded like gold records, and on the industry parties, and Kaylani has a appearance, and she sings a song that she wrote. It's just like all of these awesome moments you're seeing, but he's still having to deal with this moment in his life that he didn't actually respond to. And there are points where the adults around us don't make it easy for us to respond to it. He doesn't get the right Dame any letters while he's away. So this is an 18-year-old wound. This is like 18 years in the cell, 18 years just locked away as Adonis is just going and besting himself, like getting he becomes world champion. Boxing gym, house on the hills, riding to his boxing gym in a Rolls Royce double R, like it's just motion, like great days. I'm training other boxers, and like there's a lot that's going on in his life when Dame shows up, and that is a testament to how things can compound. So he's having things that he has to keep in order, things he's managing, and now he gets this big thing that he didn't properly manage, and he's finding ways. He's trying to bring this big thing in and respond to it by, hey, let me just open these doors to spaces that you actually don't belong in right now. Let me put you in this boxing gym with somebody who is very important to me right now. And I'm jeopardizing this person who's important. I'm jeopardizing Felix by putting you in the boxing gym with him. But I'm trying to make it right with you. So I'm going to do things that don't make sense. And that's where it's like mental health and advising, having people that you go to for advice in these moments where most people don't have a response. They have a reaction. That's a reaction. Come to this boxing gym and just be in the space after you've been in jail for 18 years. Like he wasn't just floating around traveling. He's been in jail for 18 years. You don't know what this man has been through. Not to minimize his experience or say that he doesn't deserve grace. He definitely deserved the opportunity to prove himself and do more, but as a way of going about it. And he didn't go to and I'm forgetting Will Harris's character's name. I should the character names, but that's the point. The point is the story, right? The point is the story. He didn't go to Will Harris's character and say, "Brother, I'm about to have this guy in here who's going through this," and he didn't really take his opinion into account in a way that would have been beneficial. So there's even speaking like, "Oh, you had like." I think Dame says, "You too good for the hood," or something like this. Is you too good for this? Like, is that you too good for whatever energy? And at a certain point, you become what is really being said when you reflect on too good. You have too much to lose. Is really what you need to sit with when you have this much success. That's why I sat with the survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt video, because a lot of people are not conscious of where they are. Humble oftentimes is defined by the world as you're supposed to just be lowly and look down on everything you've done. Arrogant is, man, I'm the best and don't nobody need to talk to me. Arrogance is just shut the door. I don't need to see you, man. What you want, man? I don't know you. I'm Creed. And then grounded is, this is where I am, and this space requires certain things. It's a new standard, right? You're too good to just be at this party. You're too good to play a little two-hand touch, bro. Like, bro, I'm in the league. Yes, I'm too good to be playing two-hand touch. My standards are different. Bro, I got $10,000 bills. Rolling through here with a $500,000 chain, coming to some random bar where I know I gotta have security, and I gotta make sure my security checks the security that's already in here. Like, that's a problem. Yes, I'm too good. My standard is raised. When your standard raises, respond to where your new standard is. His new standard is, I'm riding to my boxing gym from my house on the hills where I keep my family and many things I love and many accomplishments and many things that I have earned. I'm doing all of these things. These are all worldly possessions, right? That is whatever. But these are things that I earned through work. And I'm not going to minimize those things by not recognizing what they are. But the power of that moment for me is he was isolated. Like he shrunk back. So all of those things didn't mean anything anymore. He had to deal with this person. He had to deal with this moment that he hadn't dealt with. The violence, the anger, the belief that we can respond with anger, that rage and these different things are gonna protect us always. It didn't. He couldn't outfight it. And again, what Harris's character said, let go of whatever was and walk into what is. What is you're not that kid who was carrying the gloves no more, man. Walk into what is. You were not the kid who was carrying the gloves. And when Dame showed up and was leaning on his Rolls Royce, he turned into the kid who was carrying the gloves. And there's also a transfer of energy. People don't sit with that or recognize it all the time, but he gave his energy away in a major way, in ways he didn't even know he did. And Dame had different intentions. I mean, this brother's doing dumbbell curls in the motel, clap push-ups, shadow boxers. Man, he was training. His brother was training. But then on his end, it was arrogance. So he's like, man, I'm coming for the world. He got a chip on his shoulder. He got death on his mind. Like he's fighting dirty. Like there's all types of just heavy hatred, and he was fueled by a different energy. But it's like that joke. Like, you don't fight nobody that's angrier than you. Like, be conscious of who you fighting, because you don't know what they coming into it for. And know your enemy and know yourself well enough to know your limitations. How far are you willing to go? And sometimes you don't want to step to that. And just something like the envy, like you can hear envy in everything Dame is talking about. Like, yeah, because I still want to win the world championship. That's what you say to your man who is the world championship? Like, is the world champion? Yeah, I'm trying to get my titles back. All right, cool. In what way? Because you sounding like you want something I got. Like, brother walk in your house, say, look at these glass stairs, bro. Glass stairs. Like brought some woman flowers. Like, it's a lot of moments. Not that those actions aren't innocent. It's just you don't know me, man. What's going on? I gotta vet you first. And that's another thing. You gotta vet individuals that are coming back into our life. Like, you can't just walk in here. Because everybody that's in his life at that moment earned their spot. When I say earn their spot, they showed what they value in him. They showed that they understand who he is. They're not coming to his boxing gym with a chip on their shoulder to hurt nobody. They're not bringing somebody to album release party to hurt a boxer. Like, they're not doing these different things. And he doesn't know this right away because he's oblivious to it. And as I said, a lot of things are already going on. Things are compounded. His mother recently had a stroke. He's working in the gym a lot, trying to get Felix right for this fight with Drago, I believe. And on top of that, he's not been as intimate with his woman as he was. So now those three things and whatever else he hasn't dealt with are running concurrently. And you add on top of it that a person from your past who went to jail for 18 years because he pulled a gun after you beat up somebody, right? And had to go to jail. You have to deal with all of that at once, and you don't go to a therapist. And you have to just keep moving. Brothers, find the time to slow down. When I say find the time to slow down, when they hit you like that, that's when we want stillness. Because motion comes after you sat with it. Like, okay, let me sit into this. Let me talk to some individuals. Let me reflect on it. Let me do some journaling. Let me find some positive outlets. Let me not just respond. Because I always say this, when you slow down, the things that really matter, if they aren't, like, if you can't show up for certain people and they truly love you, they'll understand why you're slowing down. The people who really don't care for you will be upset. Man, why you miss my calls? What? Man, you ain't really being the friend I need you to be. What? Do you know what's going on in my life? So the people that truly honor you will make space for your slowdowns. People that don't honor you aren't gonna slow down with you. And this is the powerful part. The people who slow down with you will be there when everything stops. So when everything's gone, when a Rolls Royce goes away, when a mansion's gone, when you are just dusty in the hood eating cheesesteak, you had like you at the beginning. They the ones who gonna be with you. So slowing down will maintain those relationships more than anything. And slowing down shows you your true relationships. It's all right to be like, nah, I can't do that right now. Because the people who truly love you will be there. I keep saying this, and it's my favorite thing to say. On your best day and your worst day, the people who truly love you will love you. And the people who truly hate you will hate you. And on your best day, you may be confused into believing that everybody loves you, but there's still hate in that crowd. There's still a lot of hate in that crowd. On your worst day, everybody shows their truest colors. So move in the middle. Don't get too happy about, oh, yo, look at what I did and look at how they feel about what I did. You feel me? So it's just so many moments. Like I said, so many moments. And that compound interest, that compound effect of problems can be tough. And like, he's literally fighting a shadow. He's fighting a shadow. He gets he hands it over. He's getting disrespected. Ego is shot. And we need a little ego. Not too much, but we need enough ego to be grounded. Like I said, like, you got to be grounded. Bro, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm not finna disrespect you because I love you and I know what you meant to my life. But I need you to understand that I'm a man right now. I'm not little Donnie. I'm not little bro. Like, you're not finna do that to me. You feel me? Like, I earn my stripes, right? So it's that part where you give them respect and gratitude and appreciation for what you work for and who allows you to work for it. That's why grounded is important, because you allowed to work and be the person that you are. I love this movie, man. I genuinely love this movie. And I hope everybody can watch it and take something powerful away. But like I said, the thing about a prolonged problem is that at a certain point in its maturation, you are limited on responses. Think about when you get certain news from doctors. You've been doing something, you've had a habit that you've kept for longer than you were supposed to, and now they're saying you got to make a change. This is a prolonged issue. And a reaction is, let's say is weight gain, and now it's talking diabetes, right? A reaction is, let me do this extreme diet. Let me starve myself. Let me hit the gym 10 days a week and it's only 7. Like, let me do all these things I've never done. That's a reaction. A response is, all right, doc, I understand. What are some things I can start with? Well, you could start by cutting out juice. You could start by using less salt. Not all at once, because you are unpacking, right? I laugh. It's like, if I told you had to move tomorrow, there's so many things you got to get in order. Like, you got to move to another state. Like, if I told you had to move across the country, like, it's so many things you got to get in order. That's not an overnight thing. Some people are in that space, right? Where they've understood, I don't need to have all these things. Let me minimize. I'm expecting to move. No, a lot of people aren't ready to move. And if they had to, unless somebody finna pack everything up and ship it them for them, there's a lot of things that got to get in order. So that's what a prolonged problem is packing up this house and moving it across the country. But you're going to have to take some real serious measures and have a genuine plan. There was no plan for this individual showing up in his life. And that's where we got to give ourselves grace, right? I'm not blaming Creed. I'm not blaming him for anything, right? I'm recognizing, acknowledging the moment. he didn't go to therapy. He didn't seek counsel in the way that he could have. Right. That's how we respond at times. That is our reaction. But as we watch others deal with the issues that come into their life, it may give us the opportunity to be aware of how we could respond and just to take notes. Like I said, I am not of the belief that this is easy, right? Because watching it is always easier. Living in it is a whole nother bag. I've definitely had the compound effect, right? Like I said in high school, I didn't make the basketball team. A girl I was trying to talk to wasn't feeling me. My father had went to maybe Afghanistan. He had got deployed. Moved back into my mama's house. The weather is frightful, and the kids weren't so delightful. Like it was a lot going on in the winter. In the winter, it was getting dark early. And I had some of the hardest classes I've ever taken in my life. I had Algebra 2 with Trig, AP American Government. I had a German class I didn't want to take. I had an English class with a teacher I really didn't care for that much. And it's no disrespect, but a lot of things going on. I think I had chemistry that year too. And my teacher for chemistry was about that business. Like, you show up late, he's shutting the door, and you get in as a quiz that you finna get a 0 on. So you're gonna get a 0 for being late, and you're gonna get a 0 for the quiz. And it just was what it was. Maybe I'm doubling up, but either way, that concept is different for a kid that's coming from a school that wasn't in that bag. So this is my 10th grade year, right? So like I'm saying, there's a lot that was going on. I'm in my math class. I think I had geometry too. Like I had a lot of different classes I was expected to do real work in. I'm catching the bus from over east to over west. So that's 2 buses. Argonne Drive is closed. Like there's a lot of random things going on in life that I didn't control. But that's the compound effect. When it compound like that, like it's different. It's different. It was at least an hour to get to school. Gotta get up by 6 and out the door by 6:50 if you want to be on time. I'm doing 7. I'm out at 7:10. And then I'm having to catch the express. Like I just, as I'm reflecting on it, it was moments. I had to catch the express. The dude wanted 190. He wanted an extra $1.90 or extra 90 cents or something for us to get on that express bus to get to the next bus. So if you were late after a certain point, you couldn't get on the 19 to get to the 33. And so it was like this gap. So I'm like, man, can you take me? And my mother like, no, I can't take you. You know, I got stuff to do myself. Like, oh man, like could not catch a break, right? So it's just moment after moment that I'm just I was experiencing. And all of it's out of my control, but a lot of it is impacting me daily, right? And I had no sense of who to ask for help. I isolated mentally. I'm isolated emotionally because I felt at the time that like nobody hears me. They don't see all of this that I'm dealing with, but they might not have seen it because I wasn't expressing it. I just was so irritated by it. Again, I'm a sophomore in high school. So then there's also like the threat of violence because this is Baltimore City. So it was like dudes is getting beat up in Maryville. Kids are getting shot. Like I'm catching the bus. Like catching the bus from Poly with this big book bag and like the bus days, like holding the rail and like swinging back and forth, trying not to hit somebody grandma with this book bag. And I'm with the homies, so that was a good feeling. I had good friends in my life. But it still was this moment of isolation because I also went from like regular classes to all A-course classes. So I'm in a new set of classes. I'm taking classes with people who get a ride to school. I'm learning U.S. government. I'm learning the Constitution, AP U.S. government, with individuals who had done all types of prep programs. Like I think one of my classmates, I think the valedictorian was one of my classmates in my sophomore year, and he went to Harvard or Yale on a full scholarship. So it's like I'm dealing with all the things I'm dealing with, and just so afraid. And I definitely got depressed. I'm not gonna lie, I got depressed, started writing poetry, and it was a dark period of my life. Like I isolated to the point where I stopped going outside. I didn't want to deal with friends. People was like, why are you not talking to us? I'm like, my spirit was broke. And that was a hard thing to deal with. But I eventually opened up. And the way I opened up was I had said I wanted to kill myself. Like I told my mom, I don't feel right. Something feel off. And after that, it was a slow walk back, but it was a planned effort. And I had the help of individuals who love me. And I am blessed to be able to say that. Everybody isn't so fortunate. I also had a peer, because I believe he was a senior at the time. He killed himself that year. So thinking about that part as well, there's all of these things that were running. I'm just running. All these things moving around me. And I didn't know how to be still. I didn't know how to tune into what I was going through. So as I said, it was just such a happy moment. We wrote out a plan. I set intentions. I set miniature goals. I would write them out and check them off. I had a journal. Like I did therapies. I went to therapy sessions and was able to start to unpack things. And I got back to a space of groundedness. I got back to a space of somewhat peace. And I started to do things that I used to do again. I stopped playing basketball. I started hooping again. Like it was these different things that I had reintroduced myself to. And again, I'm just very big on mental health. Where are you? Why are you? And you may not know the answers to those questions, but asking the question is a start. Finding community, right? Because I had multiple counselors, therapists. I had to open communication with these teachers who were failing me. It was a lot going on that year. And I made it out in a way that I was grateful for. I was standing taller, and it was so wild because my sophomore year was wild. I took a lot with me into my junior year that was positive. Like I had I had such a bright outlook, and I'm writing poetry. I joined this group called Poetic Lyricists in the school. Shout out to everybody that was a part of that group. I'm starting to perform in school with my poems. Like I'm doing performances on stage where my stomach is in my butt because I'm so nervous, and my hand feel like it's shaking. And when I ask people how I look on stage, it's like, yo, you was solid. I was like, huh? Like I was up there in front of two different class sets. So I think it was like 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th. And I was just up there throwing my poetry in front of a lot of people that didn't even know I had it in me, right? So I'm having these different moments. Junior year is going well. I'm with my homies again. I'm back outside, learning how to drive, getting ready for prom. I think I did ring dance, all these different moments, or whatever the junior joint was. Like I had a lot of good moments, right? Playing rec ball. And one day we get a call that our friend is has been diagnosed with cancer, with a brain tumor. And it was like, what? So another thing comes to me as I am getting back to my light. And I'm doing that thing was like, maybe I'll just keep working at these things I've been working at. And I didn't respond. I didn't respond in a way that I was comfortable with. And that moment was a lot of things. And I'll go into that eventually. But these different things come up in our life, and we don't always know how to respond to them. But reactions in isolation will not benefit us long term. We do not want to move forward with regrets. We do not want to be in a space of, I could have, when we look back at this journey. Check out Creed. Have a great day. Give somebody love. Love on yourself. All of the things I say, right? I'm grateful for you. And I'm a guy from a place. Charm City Bipper, Quis The Vndl, Marquis is the name my mama gave me. One day made better is many days made greater. I'm uplifting you to be in a world that cares. If I keep it to myself, I think that that's unfair. The joy I've been given is best when shared. Visionaries never die, legends survive. Through the seeds we sow daily, we get better with time. Peace, prosperity, many, many blessings and abundance. Enjoy the day you were given. Love. Yeah. We were searching for the right way, did a lot of wrong. Can't go back, gotta move on. Gotta move forward, corrections given and accept that living still brings pain. Even when you're moving with the best intentions and you blessed with visions of joy, bliss, peace. Gratitude for every day I live to speak and I live to breathe and growth in the